Welcome to the Golf Youth Sports podcast series. I'm Holden Daly, your host. We have a special episode with the Dubai Little League with our special guest, President Roger Duthie of the Dubai Little League series. So, Roger, just thanks for joining us. And could you kind of introduce the program a little bit?
Sure, thanks, Holden. I appreciate you having me. Dubai Little League has been around for really about 1996, but at our current venue since around 2004, 2003. We were given the land by Sheikh Mohammed. Um, Emirates Airlines sponsored the field, as did Skywards. General Motors as well sponsored it. So with that funds, we built our current facility right now. We've been there. This is pretty much our 20th year. So we started off with around 100, 200 families. Now it's fluctuated over the years, but we have about 400 families, 400 to 500 families right now. Obviously, during the recession in 2007, we lost some families, and we gained post that, and then during COVID, we lost some families. But overall, we're thriving right now, and baseball is a really growing international sport in the UAE.
Awesome. You kind of answered my next question there just to see how it's grown since 1996. So, but besides just that, because you were answering just how far it's grown since you guys started the organization, with the World Baseball Classic just happening this year, have you seen your numbers grow or a lot of interest in the community as well, wanting to join baseball and softball?
Well, I think it's not just because of one event like the World Baseball Classic. It's really we like to get the kids on board with MLB, baseball globally, because we are such a diverse and international organization. The kids are aware of the World Baseball Classic already. We've got a lot of Japanese kids who play, and they won this year. And I don't know if we saw an influx of more Japanese kids this year, but I think those numbers are pretty high anyway. So we're hoping to get more, and if we can get more because of the World Baseball Classic, fantastic. But I think because of professional baseball, global baseball, anyway, we do see our numbers rising, and not just based on one event.
Awesome. So definitely it's a variety of events and it sounds like a grassroots effort. So, just kind of highlighting, you were talking about some of the nationalities that are involved, just doing some research here on the Dubai Little League. You guys have over 30 nationalities being represented, including from 5 different continents. And you also have a strong touch as well with the golf community, as you have players that are representing a lot of Arab nations as well, from Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Jordan, of course, the UAE. So just, how are you guys able to bring such a diverse community together through the game of baseball?
Our original goal was to touch the schools, so we used to do road shows to the schools, and at these schools you had a diverse group of kids as well. And word of mouth. One of our board members is an Emirati. He played as a kid here, and he loved it, and he just got into it through word of mouth through his American friends. And now, because the game is not just an American or North American sport, you do have kids from the Gulf, and as I said earlier, all around the world wanting to join our facility. We have a lovely facility up there. Kids get to interact with kids from different nationalities, different cultures, different backgrounds. And you really do see that here. And now we have an influx of Russian children and Russian players as well, which is quite fascinating. A lot of Latinos here too, apart from the Asian countries. But yeah, so I keep harping on about the international element of the Little League, but I'm really proud of what we've grown over the last few years.
Great. It almost seems like, there's a real cultural experience a lot of players wouldn't even get from America. As I played in high school baseball in America, and I don't think you would have all these nationalities, being represented on a team. So I think that's very a unique opportunity a lot of these youngsters are having there.
No, I think that's a great point. And one thing I'd like to mention is we have an adult league as well, and the adult league is pretty much 5 teams, and you have a Japanese team, a Korean team, a Latino team, and really 2 North American teams. So it starts from the adults, and all those players generally have children from those countries as well. So that's sort of how we're keeping the circular engineering, so to speak, going. The adults play, kids see their dads or moms playing, and they want to play more, and little brother wants to play, and so we built on that note, in order to keep the influx of the youth coming in, recently we built a playground. So you've got T-ball, which starts at the age of 4, but if you have a brother or sister who's age 3 or 2, they can come and play on the swings and just get acclimatized to the setting and the community that we have up there. So that when that little boy or girl turns 3 or 4, then they can join Little League, and rather than just playing on the swings and playground that we have there. So little things like that we try to keep bringing in the kids from all different nationalities.
Awesome. I love to hear. I know, definitely growing up, we had those settings as well as playgrounds to kind of get the the kids interested. So I think that's a really great way you guys are bringing in the next generation of players and kind of speaking about that as well. And you were talking a little bit about this, but how can people that are young kids just in the softball that want to get into softball or baseball, how can they kind of get involved more? You were saying that there was t-ball. Is there other leagues as well for the youngsters?
Sure, yeah, of course. We have T-ball, and then we move right up to, T-ball really starts at sort of 3 or 4, generally 4 years old. But we have all the different age groups, boys and girls, and softball. And as I mentioned earlier, we have adult baseball and adult softball. So we really have sort of a 360 look on baseball and softball. It's not just boys baseball or girls softball. It's a real mix of both. And we have girls playing on our boys team, so it doesn't matter the gender of the child. They can interact with each other and play on different within different divisions and age groups. So we do have anything. We'd like to start them at age 3 or 4, and then moving up right to 18, and then on to the next level. Hopefully,
Awesome. Sounds like you have a strong farm system there for sure.
yeah, yeah, we're building.
Awesome. And, kind of just with that, when it comes to the youth level and then the adult level, you guys have a lot of, tournaments that go on every year. Just kind of researching, you guys have regional tournaments, as also local tournaments. So can you kind of just tell our viewers a little bit more about your tournament series?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. We're thankfully we started our tournaments last year or earlier this year, to be honest. With COVID, we stopped traveling and everyone stopped coming to us. And we used to have one of the biggest tournaments in the region, and we would travel to Kuwait and Saudi and some of these other countries. So now we restarted in January. We had what we called Winter Classic, the Dubai Little League Winter Classic, and then we just had March Madness last week. We also hosted the MESAC tournament for the high school, Middle East and Asia high school tournaments. We weren't the host; we were the venue host, so they used our facilities. So right now we put on 2 tournaments. We host one other tournament, maybe a third tournament next year. Our kids are actually traveling to Singapore at the end of the month to play in a tournament in Singapore. So not only do the kids get to meet kids from different cultures coming into Dubai and playing against them in the tournament setting, but we also send our kids with teams around the region as well. So and that's starting to progress as life gets back to normal post COVID.
Nice. So it's not just a golf opportunities, but also opportunities to travel the world, such as you said, as Singapore and Asia. So it sounds like a lot of exciting stuff going on there.
Yeah, we've sent kids to Korea in the past. We've sent kids teams to Philippines, Singapore, Hong Kong, and then of course we before we joined the Asian Pacific Little League area, we were in Europe. So we had a lot of tournaments in Europe, and then a lot of these kids also play in America in the summer. So the kids who are born and raised here and playing baseball here really get a global experience of baseball. Not only with the kids they play with, the kids they travel and play against in Asia and throughout the GCC, but also in America as well. So they're really getting the full gamut of global baseball.
Nice. And speaking of global opportunities, you guys do have a very unique partnership I've never heard actually of with a baseball organization. Is you guys have a partnership with a Major League Baseball team with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and with this opportunity, a pro player then visits your guys' facilities not only to sign autographs but also to have a baseball clinic session. So, can you just tell me a little bit more about the history of this, exciting opportunity and kind of how much the youngsters enjoy it?
Sure, yeah. The Dodgers and Emirates Airline, that was really through Emirates Airline, started a deal with the LA Dodgers, and Emirates were partners with the Dodgers. And I was involved in helping out, working that deal out. And part of the deal, I wanted the Dodgers to come back and do a grassroots clinics and showcase who these players are to our kids. And they agreed on that. So for the last 5 years, they've been sending players out and hosting clinics. Dave Roberts was the first player to come out. Adrian Gonzalez and Dave Roberts came out together. And then we've had Oral Hershiser, Max Muncy, we've Austin Barnes, Turner, Chase Utley. We've got some really superstars out here, and the kids, and they come out in full Dodger gear. They bring baseballs and autograph, cards and photos, and yeah, the Dodgers have been a real boost to our organization. They've been a great organization, a great team, and I think for a team like that, they're a team to look up to. Even if you're not a Dodger fan, they're classy. They're always successful, but they're just a well-established professional team, and it's great for our children to see that and see how these guys operate at that real, true professional level.
Definitely, and the Los Angeles Dodgers are no joke. They're definitely the powerhouse of baseball now, and one of the best teams. And like you said, I think they're one of the most recognized teams too. If you don't even follow baseball, so just seems like a great opportunity for the kids. Kind of also we were touching about before is just how you're saying some of these kids get the opportunities to play in other countries and have went to the next level sometimes. But is there any big success stories that come to your mind that you've seen youngsters go through this league and just make it to the next level?
Well, yeah, absolutely. We've had quite a few kids go on scholarship the last probably 5 or 6 years. One boy, Oliver Duffy, who was the only person who was born and raised here in Dubai, move on and play all his baseball from age 3 to 18. Move on to play a scholarship in North America. And that same year that Oliver graduated, two other boys who've been in Dubai for similar lengths of time, like 10 or 14 years or so. They also moved on to get scholarships in America. So we're really proud of that. And every year now we're seeing our senior boys getting accepted to play ball in the States or Canada. And yeah, and that's not really what we're all about. We're about inclusiveness and everyone getting a fair chance. But you do have see these some students who excel and who who just thrive on the game and want to get better. So we have these opportunities for private tuition sessions and coaching and these all-star travel teams, and that's where these kids gain even further skills and when they see harder competition. So as I said, about 15 to 20 kids now. We're actually about to erect a wall of honor to recognize these kids who played in Dubai for a minimum of 3 years. I think it's important to recognize that as these younger kids come up and they can see that this boy here has played his baseball all through Dubai Little League, and he's on a scholarship now in America. We've had no professional ball players yet, but touch wood, one of these kids in the next few years will get to the professional leagues, and that's something that I'll be really proud of. But I'm super proud of all the kids who are moving on to the next level. It's an achievement to the coaches, the dedication of the parents, and the league as a whole. Yeah, I'm very, very proud of that.
Awesome. I'm really happy to hear too. It's not all about trying to always get to the next level, but more about, like you said, everyone's just kind of getting that playing time to, feel out the game for baseball. And I think that's definitely a huge thing too, where baseball in the region might not be the sport at first people think of, but just to have that opportunity for people to play the game, I think is really nice. And, they'll have the equal opportunity.
We're trying
Um,
to get a
I would kind of, oh
on
yeah,
that.
go ahead.
Sorry, hold on. Just very quickly, we're trying to get a university. I met with some university coaches earlier this year to really come out and assess some of our kids and really explain to them what the next level is all about. Because a lot of these kids don't know and don't understand. So trying to work with the university to have a pipeline so these coaches in America can come here and maybe find that gem and say, wow, this kid's not really been seen because he's in Dubai. This kid's got potential and it's a two-way thing. So we're trying to look at that for the next few years, working with pipelines of various universities, so they actually look at our kids and see if they can progress and play at the next level.
Oh, nice. So, would you say too that they're maybe trying to form a conference eventually to try to get a lot of these players to play for the different teams, or is there more just a couple teams in mind?
It's not necessarily a conference per se. It's the university. Yeah, it's helping our kids, put them in touch with coaches directly and to say, okay, this child has potential to play college baseball because it's really hard. It's really, really
Oh yeah.
hard. And they don't understand it. So, and also for the coaches to come out and say, okay, son, you are running at this speed or you're throwing at this speed. In order to play at that next level, you need to be up here or up here. And here are the metrics we can give you so you can work on this in the next 2 or 3 years. So we're trying to get that sorted out with the university. I'd love that to happen just to help these kids who want to progress and play at the next level see what it takes to compete. As I said, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. I surely didn't make it to the next level after high school, so there really is that big gap. So really happy to hear too. You guys are looking into that because I think that's major. And but yeah, it's kind of also just going into here. That seems like one of your big goals going forward as well is kind of creating that university team that help out getting players to the next level. But do you guys have any other big goals in mind just going in for the next 5 years or so?
Yeah. We want to really create a center of excellence for Middle East baseball. That's my real goal. And that's gonna cost money. I want to put a gym in the facilities, more training facilities, better training facilities for the kids, more analytics, the rapsodos, the radar guns, that sort of thing. Maybe an indoor center as well. But that costs money, and we're an organization that's an all volunteer organization, and we survive on our membership dues as well as our sponsorship fees. So I'm always begging and pleading people to help raise funds here. We could really be the center of excellence for the entire Middle East for baseball. When I was talking about earlier the university pipeline, that's just not for the UAE, that's for the entire Middle East. So we'd invite kids from Saudi or Kuwait or Qatar, to come and watch and come to these assessments. And it's not a profit making operation. It's more just to share information for these coaches. So yeah, that's a goal in the next 5 years: a center of excellence for the Middle East, and better training facilities. But this costs a lot of money, so we always need help.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it seems like you guys are definitely quite organized, so I definitely believe in you guys. Just as well as we were talking before how some of the children that are interested in baseball can kind of get in this league. But do you guys have any social media channels or anything like that? Some of the players could follow you on to try to engage more and see if the sport's right for them.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We are launching our what we call our early bird special. So May 1, we're launching a discounted rate to sign up in May for May and June, which will be discounted, and then full fees come September. Yes, we're on Facebook, we're on WhatsApp. I'm sorry, all social media channels, and we have a website as well. So I just say watch out for the news in the next few weeks on how to join up. And if anyone wants more information, it's like I said, we're on Insta, just Dubai Little League, and Facebook, Dubai Little League, Twitter, all of them. So it's pretty easy to find us now.
Great, awesome. And then just our final question here. I know we've definitely talked a lot and was really informed here on Golf U Sport, just learning about your organization. But do you have anything else to share? Any final thoughts just on the Dubai Little League?
I think Dubai Little League is a hidden gem in the entire Middle East. We're a wonderful community. I keep stressing the international angle of our community. It is not an American community, it's an international community. And that's what I love so much about it. And by the way, it's not a male international community, it's a male and female, young and old adults as well. And that's what I love about it so much. And I've been working here for 17 years now. I've seen a lot of changes, and those forefathers before me were the guys who really were the founders of the league, and they built on what we were doing. And I'm just trying to carry the torch into the next generation and get more younger families involved, and get those kids who are staying here from age 4 to 18 and let them go off to university, and let's develop our first professional player. So I'd love to see more people out. We're a fun organization, and that's what it's about. It's honesty, it's fun, it's teamwork, and it's just being outside and getting some exercise. There's nothing wrong with that. And doing that instead of being on screen is a much better option in my view.
And I bet it's just an opportunity that I think these kids will never forget. Because I wish growing up I could play baseball in Dubai. I think it'd be nice and sunny instead of cold Ohio. So, but yeah, thanks Roger for joining us today on the Golf Youth Sport podcast series. With our special edition with Dubai Little League. And looking forward to just seeing this league grow in the next couple of years. It sounds like there's a big, strong foundation, and just best of luck.
Thanks, Holden. I appreciate the time. Yeah, thank you so much.